Hey, it's Brian from Mad Park Designs, and the Dirty Lowdowns here chatting with us all about their music and new upcoming stuff.
All right, guys. So let's just kind of go through, introduce yourselves and what you play in the band.
I'm Quentin. I'm the bass player.
My name is Quentin Chavez. I play lead guitar.
My name is Carlos Webster. I play rhythm guitar.
I'm Reese, and I'm the lead singer.
Gabe Daly, and I hit stuff.
All right. So hopefully it's just instruments.
Mostly.
Mostly
Sometimes.
So-
yeah.
Sometimes it hits me.
So there's a lot of you guys in the band.
Yeah.
So how did you guys all meet and come together? I know lineups change and stuff like that too. So
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Take
Gabe
lead,
and I.
dude. Yeah.
Gabe and I kind of started the band. We used to work at a restaurant together over in the North Lake area.
You hired me, dude.
I did hire you. I
You
had
hired
big
me,
power
man.
at that time.
You
as a
did,
keyboard.
man. Looking down on all of us peons, man.
Nah, he was from Cali and I was, so it just worked out that way. And once you find a drummer, you stick with that. So we ended up jamming at a friend of ours named Steven's place for a little while. And after that kind of fettered out, we decided on a name. And then we brought Carlo on, who used to work with Gabe at Wells Fargo. And then Quentin from the Annals of Reddit. And then Jess joined us off of Craigslist, which is always kind of a 50-50 shot. It worked out.
Yeah, dude.
So she could still be a serial killer.
Absolutely.
She wasn't a fat man in her basement, though, so that was a plus, you know?
Well, yeah. No,
Dude.
she was great for a while too. She helped us write most of our songs that we play now, but she ended up going on and doing new things. And we found Reese sometime afterwards after a few sketchy interviews, but it worked out.
Some interesting experiences there.
Fair enough.
you mentioned like coming up with the name.
Yeah.
How'd you
Oh,
come up with the
dude.
name?
This is my favorite. I'll give Quinn all the credit, but I definitely, I seconded.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way, but, you know.
No, my parents grew me up essentially on R&B and funk, and
That's, you know.
there's this channel in California called 98.7 The Wave. I remember hearing a Boss Skaggs song on there. I didn't know who it was at the time, but it's the Lowdown, the Dirty Lowdown is the lyrics, so loved it. Used to name my EDM mixtapes that, but decided it'd be better for a band at this point.
Okay. I want to bring the funk, man.
Hell yeah.
All right. So sketchy interviews.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know about those.
there are some good ones. There were some bad ones. There were
Sigh over here.
Some people, like they just show up and maybe not terrible musicians, just weird.
Terrible.
Just
Everybody's
weird, man.
everybody's their own person. Some
Sure.
people are
Yeah,
just
Which,
interesting
yeah, I
people,
mean,
guess.
good on you for
Nice
doing
way to
your
put it.
own thing, but we were very explicit in what we were looking for, and people just
Some people took their own liberty and just made it their own
100%,
song,
like-
changed it.
like this is what is this, you know?
Were you trying to keep it a female singer?
I was. There was some deliberation between
Well,
Yeah,
he was
for a
trying to
while I was just like,
Yeah, Gabe was trying to.
because we actually had a girl before Jess, one of our good friends, Chelsea, and we started out with her, and then we had another girl after Chelsea who disappeared, and then Jess, yeah, so it was me, I guess, a sexist moment. I was like, oh man, women, we're having tons of problems, and
Just like correlated to that. It's like no more.
and then and then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? This is what makes our sound, because we established from the beginning, we're like, a female lead would be fun for this, and it just fit. And then Reese came along, and immediately I was like, I want her. Even I think before anybody else, I was like, dude, she needs to be. She's
I went
there.
out and
think
met
he was
her.
the first
Remember, I went out and
Oh,
met her because we
yeah.
were looking for a practice space. I went out and met her. I was like, she's gonna be our new lead singer. And everybody was like, I don't know, man. I was
But-
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yep. Took
But-
one like 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
yep.
to be honest, like when I saw the ad on Craigslist and I listened to it and I listened to her, I was like, "This is my gig." Really, I was. I was like, "This is my it's my gig."
You know, I've heard Jess sing in the band, so not taking anything away from Jess. Do you think? I don't want to say you have to like live up to her because she did the other songs that might have been recorded too. Are you guys going to re-record those with her? Do you feel like your style's a little different and everything?
Well, yeah, my style's a little bit different. I have a little more of like a R&B hip hoppy kind of vibe, so
Definitely.
that's gonna bring kind of a new thing to this band, which I'm excited about, and that's everybody seems on board with that kind of push.
For sure.
I actually have a plan for that because we have another song that we were playing at our shows up until Jess left. And my plan is to take the 2 singles that we put out, try to get her to do that last song and put it out as a separate thing and just call it the Rookie Files or Rookie Takes. Because then, essentially, because I mean, like, she did, like, she wrote, like, all those lyrics and stuff like that, but when I got 2 of them recorded, and as far as I'm concerned, like, I mean, she essentially helped us get started.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And I mean,
That's a good idea.
on that note, though, she can sing those 2 existing singles, you know, to the T.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, people aren't going to notice that big of a difference between those existing ones. And now she brings a whole new personal edge to the new ones. Which, unless you've seen a live show, but you still, you know, until we get the songs that she's written, which she already wrote one that we had musically done, and it is kick ass. So,
And she brought another one to the table that we've been
that
looking
I'm
at.
super pumped about. Yeah, it's like Rage Against the Machine
that's
style.
gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Were you in any bands prior to this?
Nope, just solo, doing my own thing, doing open mics, and just kind of floating around.
So what about influences? Because I know you mentioned a little bit of R&B. You just mentioned Rage Against the Machine. So where do you guys kind of all get your influences from?
We are a group of metalheads that have decided to play metal.
We
Sums it up.
the one thing that we established from the start is we all love metal so much, but we decided with our music is not metal. Only one musician in the band is allowed to play metal style at a time in a song. So if he's playing a metal riff, I'm not allowed to play metal drums to keep us not metal.
It's an interesting dynamic because I mean all of us have like similar and dissimilar influences, and I grew up on like funk and R&B and stuff, but we all love like Tool and Rage Against the Machine, Deftones, and Incubus, like Tame Impala, weird stuff at the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all kind of a big mix of stuff that is all washed out to our sound at this time.
Like we all have like our own core like similarities when it comes to our taste, but then we all have our little intricate side.
Yeah, that we can
Spaces that we
sprinkle
go,
in.
yeah.
I was gonna ask you, like, did you like hear music on the radio that made you want to do it? Did you go see a certain concert that, like, what made you guys all kind of want to get into? Maybe not just music, but like the instrument you got into.
Right.
Like we forced
Well,
to do it.
I grew up in jazz band, concert band, symphonic band,
Same.
marching band.
Same.
Like, you name it, I've done it, like, as far as music goes. And I never really did, like, a band until I moved down here. And, like, I started doing a band, and, like, we were playing some stuff, and it was just, like, classic rock and, like, some covers and stuff like that, and I really just didn't enjoy it. And then I saw these guys, and I was like, okay, I can do that.
Get to write our own stuff.
Yeah, write my own music and, like, pump out some really good bass lines and stuff like that.
Brought even more funk that we were looking for.
Oh, yeah. For Gabe and I, we had been in bands
Multiple
probably since
times.
high school.
Yeah.
I had done a couple out here in Raleigh and California on your side.
Mhm.
I'd been mostly doing my own bedroom stuff until like 2 or 3 years ago when I started jamming with him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I started in middle school with bass guitar and moved on to guitar on my own. But about high school, I just played during lunch, and that's kind of how I got my thing going.
I was just really into like older, like classic rock type stuff and like earlier rock, like Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. That's what really made me want to start guitar. And then I started playing and was never really in a band or anything. I just played around with it and tried to get better and learn songs. And then met these guys and kind of went from there.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, man.
Same as Quentin, band nerd, grew up around music, did the whole thing. And then when I was about 16, I was like, you know what, this is the only thing I don't really know how to do is sing, because I've never been classically trained. So I had all the knowledge to do it, and I started practicing. I started picking up the guitar, and realized that I had kind of a knack for it. And then when I was in college trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I was a music major in bassoon and theory and all this other stuff. And here I am skipping class and just sitting down with my guitar and just singing little riffs and coming up with melodies and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then once people started like coming around and like listening and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. I want to perform.
Right. Yeah, once you start getting people like interested in listening, they're like, okay, I got something here.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What got you into the drums?
I mean, honestly, I started on bass when I was in middle school, just because my whole family's musicians, and I was like, I found this, yeah, and then realized I was terrible at bass. Found
Lefty problems.
lefty, yeah, man. So my uncle and dad were both drummers. I moved in with my uncle. He kind of inspired me. I messed around playing along to rock songs on his electronic kit, bought my own, and kept going. My first band was a ska band, and then I was in the punk scene, and then, went into the metal scene, and honestly tried my hardest to make it big in the metal scene in SoCal, but that fizzled out. So here I am trying a new avenue and literally just writing what we want to write. So
Feels good.
it does.
Yeah, because I think if I don't really think that the 2 singles that we have out really show it, but as far as our entire playlist of set list that we have so far, there's a lot of different varieties of song. You're not gonna hear the same song over and over again like you do sometimes.
Yeah, when bands have their sound, but it honestly sounds monotonous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What and that brings me to a question: is how do you guys go about writing these songs? Because obviously they're a little different. There's different vibes. It seems like each person's got some input. So how do they come about?
Well, for the most part, a lot of the songs that we had started with are things that I had sat on for a little while by myself, and Gabe and I were working on. But for the most part, newer songs, it usually starts off with a riff. Either Quentin has some idea or I do, and we kind of just work on variations of that. I can usually come up with a good, 2 or 3 variations on a riff, and we'll let Gabe kind of do his thing, and it kind of drives the push behind it. Before we know it, we have a 3 or 4 minute just kind of jam going on with that same idea.
And usually we have to cut it down because we
Yeah.
get carried away to 6 minutes.
Brought it
We're
like
what
6
if-
or 7 songs.
Yeah, oh God, we're not Tool.
And then
We can't have a 13-minute
when I
song.
joined, they already had. Honestly, I couldn't tell you how many songs it was because it all just kind of ran together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we
just
can actually split that
material.
one in half.
I was
Yeah.
like, all right, it's this one song and this one song and this one song, and I kind of split it up and added. I feel like I added a little bit more structure, and then Jess got a hold of it. She was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this and this and this." And that's really just how we go about it. We just kind of start with something, we have an idea, and we run with it for a while, and then we take a look
tweaks
at
along
it and then cut it down and tweak it and
Constantly
rearrange
evolving.
it. And
Yeah.
I think that's really just how we write. It's kind of weird and messed up, but it seems to work.
And you guys let me do whatever I want, which I really appreciate. So it means a lot.
You literally wouldn't do anything less.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought, man. I don't. A
You guys
good
will let
band.
me do anything. Well, I do what I want.
No one puts Gabe in a corner.
No,
but,
it was Gabe.
but I mean, everybody knows you can have an amazing band and a boring drummer, and it can just pull the whole song down. That is not something I want attached to my name.
Yeah, Gabe's getting bored. We're having a problem.
Yeah, that is exactly, and I want the crowd to be like, "Oh, whoa, where did this go?" Not even just me, but we all like to do it to oh, huge shift here. They never know what to expect coming next, and that's what we want.
A lot of change on my phone. It's like tempo,
The metal, man. We all rock the metal. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's got a shot.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing with us. I don't think any of us are ever bored with the music we're playing. Because that was a big problem that I've had before. It's I just get so bored playing the same songs over and over and over again. I haven't had that happen yet, so I'm pretty fucking happy.
Was it mostly cover stuff you had to play over and over again? Or was it
cover songs and honestly just some original stuff too. It's
Just bored.
fizzled out.
you can say it, so.
Yeah, right. Like my first band, dear God.
Yeah, we almost religiously avoid covers at this point.
Yeah.
Because you can put whatever style you want into it, but it's always going to be someone else's song to some extent.
Yeah, and it's always a different crowd too.
It is.
Right.
Doing the open mic stuff, like you had mentioned, and now being with 4 dudes. How do you feel like that's gonna if anything, is it gonna change the way you perform?
Yeah, because like they were saying, they're very metal influenced, so some of the songs are on the longer side. We got a lot of long breakdowns and long bridges, so it's challenging for me, but I like new challenges. Just like, all right, what can I do differently here? Where can I step out of my comfort zone and write something that would help them out and also help me grow in my melody and my lyrics and stuff like it's pushing me out of my comfort zone. I really like it. It's different. I'm not. No, I'm not scared. I'm
always scared.
He plays scared.
You can hear it.
On his face the whole time.
The whole time. Oh God.
He's like, no one talk to me. What about like show experiences? And you can talk to the open mic stuff and just playing to whoever you play. What have live shows been like? Have they been great everywhere you played? I'm sure there's got to be terrible stories.
So someone talk about
the
Second time.
The second show we ever played, we got picked up at the Rabbit Hole opening for 2 metal bands.
awesome venue. Wow.
Progressive
Yeah,
metalcore,
awesome
metal
venues.
bands.
And honestly, the bands really weren't bad. Just there was nobody there. Everybody that we knew, we had
That
a
was
show
the only
like
crowd.
3 or 4 days ago, like before that, and so like nobody came out except for like a handful of people.
It was a Tuesday night as well.
It was a Tuesday night. It was raining and it
They
was
were
cold.
on some tour and they just wanted a local band to pick up an opening slot. Dear God.
It was just
Fun.
It was.
It was fun.
We
Yeah.
played really well. Like everything was fine. It was just like we didn't have anybody there to watch us.
I was like, that's not good.
I mean,
That is
I
a
think you
good
should
one.
treat every show like a big festival crowd at minimum. No, that may be overdoing it, but still, I mean, it's never going to hurt to take it seriously, at least that little bit, even if it is to no one. The floor might appreciate it at the very least.
Yep.
So,
Anything fun happened at open mics? I always like to go to those because it's just kind of,
It's crazy hit or miss
Yeah,
experience, really.
yeah,
You
it
know,
is,
you can
yeah.
like some spoken word or like,
I like going to open mics because you never know who you're gonna meet. And I've gotten pulled up on stage several times, and like this one guy came through on a tour, and he happened to be somebody who played at the original Woodstock, and he was just going through. And the Muse in Noda is a pretty big open mic venue,
every
so
Monday.
yeah, and they'll go through there sometimes. You'll see somebody big name, and I played, and then I came back down, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm the feature tonight." He was like, "Do you know how to like scat?" And I was like, "Sure, I know the concept." And he's like, "Cool. If I call you up on stage, you down?" I'm like, "Sure." So it felt really good. Like out of everybody in the whole venue, he was like, "You
To
come
go
on."
scat.
To go scat.
That's
yep.
crazy.
so we're definitely going to write a song that has like some scat moments in it, right?
That's fine.
Like a
At the same
corn
time, like,
thing?
I've been booked for shows and like showed up and like just the totally wrong venue, like wrong placement. Like I was like 5 feet away from the bar, like, and it was like full band. Like we were just way too loud. I'd really like to go back to the Rabbit Hole, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great
On a
setup
weekend.
and everything like that.
It's in a good spot.
Right. Yeah, right on the corner list too. Their stage is awesome too. Like they have a actually really decent sound guy. I can't remember his name, but he's
Yeah,
he's chill. Phil.
Yeah. Mine is the Fillmore, and I've already corresponded with them and said, if you have these big acts coming through, you need a local opener where you're a band, and so I feel like that would be a great start to us. I've even hit up some, I guess you could say, signed bigger bands. I mean, like if hit us up.
Yeah.
We would love to open at the Fillmore. I want to hit what's the one in Noda, Neighborhood Theater.
Neighbor Theater,
Yeah.
big stage, yeah.
Like we one of my favorite shows I've been to out here, the Dance Gavin Dance one, and
Yeah.
that's just such a cool venue. It'd be really fun to play.
We haven't played the Visual Light either.
Or
Oh,
underground
yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're making our rounds.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I feel like the underground would lead to Fillmore.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah,
And
almost all
that's
the time,
that's the step I feel we need to take aside from these bar spots.
I love going to the underground.
It's a really
I was
nice
there
venue,
last week
yeah.
for the local listen
Yeah.
thing that they did, and that was a lot of fun.
Is that the one we saw dance at? Not
No.
Neighborhood?
It was Neighborhood
it
Theater.
was Neighborhood.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, underground's cool.
Okay.
I like to go there and see a lot of throwback guys from when I was younger, but there's no bad spot in there.
Right.
I like that.
I was talking. I mean, and you guys might appreciate it too. I always like going to concerts in places like that because you're there. And I don't hate PNC or anything, but you go
it's
there and
intimate.
you're watching it on the
It's
TV.
closer to
Yeah,
opera than it is
exactly.
to a rock show. So.
Yes. yes.
Muse.
Yeah, I mean, great. But
Great seeing Muse.
I don't want
like
nosebleeds, man.
binoculars out the way down there. Yeah.
I'm not a rich
Honestly,
man.
Every time I've been to PNC, like somebody just like one of the staff people walks up to me and they're like, "Hey, you want to move forward?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm on it."
No, I'm too busy in the grass drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
It's kind of
right
hard
on my
when you
road
get up
on
there to
that.
like do anything. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
kind of like
right.
stuck here.
All right. So where can everybody find you online, and then what do you guys got coming up?
Well, the easiest way, the fastest way is the dirtylowdownband.com. That'll take you right to our Bandcamp. It usually has our 2 singles up there and kind of a bio and where you can like find us online and such. Other than that, search us out on Facebook, the Dirty Lowdown Band, 5 words separately. Instagram at the Dirty Lowdown Band. Pretty much the Dirty Lowdown Band. You will find us in some way, shape, or form. We're on Spotify, iTunes, probably Pandora. Although I've never listened to it, so I don't know.
I have no idea.
Just
where I'm
for the
at.
people who don't have them, we're on the free stuff too.
Yeah, YouTube.
Reverb Nation, YouTube.
Mhm.
What's the other one? SoundCloud.
Yeah,
You know,
hell,
so-
PM us. We'll send you something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna play Undercut, the song that you guys sent to with this, so that'll be good.
Oh, the second part of that question, we have a show
Yeah.
on the 2nd.
At Hattie's Tap and Tavern, it's Matt Park Designs Part 2.
With you guys, heck yeah.
And then the 7th
Okay.
at
Skylar?
Skylark, yeah. No, Milestone.
Milestone.
Milestone
Yeah.
for Last You, which is a touring band from St. Petersburg, Florida. They're pretty funky. Kind of like that's a more rocked up version of Black Keys. And our friend Psalm 78 and
Labia Minor.
Labia Minor.
Labia
yes.
Minor.
Milestone is definitely
Just
one of
a
my-
super
oh, yeah.
sweet name.
It's just very,
Very stoked with that.
metal.
Milestone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and on the.
Is it an all dude band?
It is.
Oh, I hope so.
Absolutely.
No, all girl band would be better, but
It'd be
Uh,
more ironic. This
it
time.
would,
No,
yes.
I'm excited to hear them live. They have an interesting sound.
Yeah.
Sure.
and then on the other side, I have drums recorded for 3 more songs
Yeah, we're
through Eric with Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we're gonna do is Jess, because she's going to the producing side, she's gonna get everyone else's parts recorded. Then we're gonna send it to our guy Sam, who did Undercut, and he did, in my mind, just such a phenomenal job. Hopefully, we are gonna go back to him for these other songs, have him mix them, and get those released. Hopefully by summer.
Yeah.
Does that seem realistic
It's a
to you guys?
solid plan to me.
Yeah.
You guys have any big plans too coming up? Like anything big new releases or anything that you know of for sure?
Actually, we just talking about getting an acoustic version of one of our songs we're going to put on the EP release. We had done some work with it on Jess, but I think it's about time to get Reese's vocals on it.
And we think we're gonna do like unplugged style.
Maybe.
Totally.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple songs floating around that we can definitely throw on there, but definitely
What's the sense in this? I've been jumping fences to put together sentences and feeling like it's all a waste of time. Just one more reminder I've been right. Shrugging it off. I'm tired of thinking too much. Caring too much when it's already gone. And you've used that trust in my back and through my gut. nothing much to cycle back again. Rise up through the peaks and fall to rain.